while you were there?
I felt a lot of pressure. Last year, I was almost nervous every game because I felt like,
It's your boy Crispy, the Keep It Crispy podcast. We are back live in action, man. This is season 2 for everybody that's new here. We appreciate everybody that's been listening, that's been tuned in to the pod since day one. We bring you the dopest up-and-coming athletes to hear about their journeys on how they've got to where they are and what their future plans are, and as well as how you can incorporate fashion into sports. So today we got a very, very special guest in the building. If you guys have been living under a rock, you probably know who this is. If you haven't been living under a rock, if you guys are into basketball, if you're into Jersey hoops specifically, you definitely see some of this man's highlights on the gram, whether you're just surfing around or just looking around. My man is the game-winning champ right here. I mean, first of all, let's introduce my man Richie Rosa to the show.
thank you for having me.
Nah, for sure, bro. I appreciate you guys coming in. Before we even start, man, before we get into everything, I got to ask you, bro. Not one time, but 2 times, you hit a crazy game-winning shot. So how did that feel? Like, how do you do that?
The first time, that was all God-given. I mean, I shot it, and as soon as I shot it, I knew it was going in. And the second time, I was eager, I was hungry. I wanted that moment again. And when it came, I knew I was going to make it.
That's crazy. So you just, like, knew before you shot it, like, no, this is going in. I'm taking it.
Yeah.
That's wild, man, because that doesn't happen often, especially twice in 1 year.
Yeah.
And didn't you guys, like, win the county championship?
We won the Hudson County Championship, yeah.
Bro, guys, if you haven't seen that, make sure you go to his Instagram page and look at it because it's one of the wildest shots I've ever seen in my entire life. So that's crazy, man. So for all the viewers out there, why don't you just, explain how you grew up, where'd you grow up, and a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born in Patterson. I was raised in Pequannock. My whole life I was raised in Pequannock, but I was always like around, like, I'm not gonna say like I guess ghetto areas. I guess that's kind of what made me like who I am. I'm not like a soft dude. I think I'm pretty tough. Yeah.
Bro, I mean, you start on one of the top ranked Jersey teams, St. Peter's, like as a sophomore.
Yeah.
So you got to be tough for that, right?
Yeah. I started as a freshman. It was not easy. To be honest, I didn't think I would be able to start. I was doubting myself at one point, but I just kept fighting, and I knew if I kept putting the work in that I could someday start, and I did.
Bro, that's amazing, man. We'll get into more of that, but let's go back to like the beginning stages. So were you always into like basketball since growing up?
My whole life, I played basketball, football, baseball. I even played soccer at some point. I was really into baseball younger, to be honest. That was like my sport. And then I remember I was watching John Wall play, and he just made me fall in love with the game. Really? And I first started to focus more on basketball. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So John Wall was like one of the early inspirations.
That's my hero. That's my role model.
Really?
Yeah.
That's dope, man. In my opinion, he's one of the best guards ever, quickest guard. And you kind of like your game is kind of like his.
Yeah, that's who I try to model my game out there, to be honest.
Bro, that's crazy because I always thought that, but I didn't know that's who you really like looked up to.
Yeah, that's my guy.
That's pretty fire, man. All right, cool. So when you were growing up, playing basketball and all that, you were into baseball and everything. So when you took basketball serious, like how old were you around that time?
I would say probably like 9, 10 years old is when I like knew like, okay, like I could be something if I really dedicate myself.
Yeah. Wow, that's fire. So when you got like 9, 10, was your like dad helping you practice or like?
Well, since I was like 6, 7 years old, my father and my grandfather, they always took me to workouts. My father, he played basketball, so he knew like the beginning stages.
Richie Senior in the building back there. Shout out to him.
But then once like I was past like the beginning stages, that's when he started taking me to trainers.
That's dope. Wow. So kind of like you kind of figured out like at an early age, I'm gonna do this serious. I'm gonna take that. Yeah, cool. So when you got to like middle school, right after like 9, 10, you playing it serious. Then what's next? Like when you get to middle school, how does that like? What games do you go to, leagues and stuff like that?
So when I was in middle school, I went to TPS Academy. A lot of hoopers, like I could name a couple. Ellie Cadeau, Simeon Wilcher.
That's my guy. So.
Akil Watson, Tariq Watson, Tahad. Like that's some top of my head, but it was like an academy, and you went It was 4 hours workout, 4 hours of school, Monday through Friday, and that's how I got better.
Really? Is that the Student Athlete Academy?
It's like it's basically what that is now. TPS is done now, but now Student Athlete Academy took over.
That's okay, because we actually did an event there. We spoke to everybody at the Student Athlete Academy, and it was like, wow, back then we never had anything like that.
Yeah.
So when I heard that, it's like, well, you said like 4 hours of learning, 4 hours of actually playing. Like, do you believe that really like got you ready for the next level?
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to damn near kill each other, and we did every day, and it was the best players in Jersey, and that's how I got better.
That's so dope.
I was competing against even the older dudes.
Yeah. Did you have to like take a test to get in there, or like?
Nah, it's just like if you got accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fire. Okay, so like during that time, you're hooping and you're playing against good competition during like middle school and stuff like that. So when you had to transition to, high school and then take things more seriously, like what made you choose St. Peter's?
I'm the culture, and the coach, Alex Marable, is arguably not the best coach in Jersey, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the way he just does everything for the program, it's like you're getting ready for college. His practices are like college, if not harder.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. So didn't he win like the Coach of the Year?
Yeah, he won Coach of the Year. Yeah.
That's so dope, man.
Yeah.
He's Dominican, Puerto Rican.
But he was born in Puerto Rico.
that's crazy. All right, he's Dominican. All right, that's pretty cool. All right, so when you was there, like in your freshman year and stuff like that, when you first got there, like what were your thoughts? Like, did you just immediately start playing basketball, like starting, or?
When I first got there, I was like, seventh man off the bench, and then I started. When I got my opportunity, I shined, and then during practices, I just worked harder than other men and got a starting spot.
That's great as a freshman.
Yeah.
That's wild. Guys, if you don't understand, like Jersey's got some of the best hoopers in the whole entire country. Richie coming out here is one of the top teams in Jersey and starting as a freshman. So did you feel like that was any pressure while you were there?
I felt a lot of pressure. Last year I was almost nervous every game because I felt like, had something to prove. Didn't want to seem like, oh, he's a freshman. Like he's like, we got one. Like I wasn't trying to be that. So yeah. I definitely felt pressure every game, especially in the county championship and the state championship.
Wow. So talk to us about your freshman year. Like what was the hardest game that you had to like step up and make it that you could remember from freshman year?
The hardest game, I think the best game that I had was probably St. Thomas. They were like, I think fifth in the state.
Yeah.
And that was one of the games where I had to step up, and I did. We ain't lost though, but after that game, I was like, okay, like, I could compete with them.
Yeah, bro, like that's crazy. When I was a freshman, I was out here doing stupid things while you're out here. You know what I'm saying? Like you're focused, you're determined as to what you want, out of your career and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, bro. That's definitely not easy at all, man. So now, real quick before we get into the other part of high school, talk to us about Boricua guards, because personally, I would like to know exactly what that is. A lot of people probably don't know either.
It's just like Puerto Rican guards. Just try to start a brand for Puerto Rico. I mean, it's not really talked about, but Puerto Rico has really good guards. I think the last guard was Andre Carbello.
Oh yeah, Carbello, yeah.
And just trying to, if not be better than him one day, and just run with this, because we do have a lot of skill in Puerto Rico.
Bro, that's dope, because me being half Puerto Rican myself, like I feel like I've always loved basketball. That was my passion. But I feel like there's not enough, like, Latino, affiliation, people out there repping like that.
Exactly,
so
yeah.
That's pretty dope. Didn't you play for, like, the Puerto Rican team or something?
Yeah, last year, I was in the American World Cup. We placed third. Wow. Now this year we're going to Turkey for the World Cup. So cool. That's going to be an experience, yeah.
How does that feel, like putting a flag behind you and going out there and just like World Cup? That's crazy.
It's a different type of feeling, because you're just not representing your family or your team, representing like a whole country. So you really feel like you gotta win for them.
That's amazing. How did you even get picked for that? Like, how did that happen?
When I was in the 7th grade, I believe, it was a team called Puerto Rico Elite Basketball, and it was just like the best Puerto Ricans in the USA, and a couple of us got selected for the national team out of that. So that's how I got selected.
Damn, that's dope. So now you just like traveling. You say you're going to Turkey. You excited for that?
Yeah. So I leave June 1st, I believe, and we train for probably 2 to 3 weeks, and then we're going to Spain right after that for a couple of days, just to because of the hour change.
Yeah.
And then from there we go to Turkey and we play.
Wow. So you played his third last time. So now you're looking to win it all, right?
I want to win it all. Yeah. Got to win it from Puerto Rico.
Bro, that's an amazing thing. So while you're doing that, you're also doing AAU as well, right?
Yeah.
So what do you play for AAU?
I play for New York Renaissance.
Okay.
UIBL.
Yeah.
We start up soon.
You started soon?
Yeah.
I got Ken Miller was coaching.
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
Kenny's my guy there. That's dope. So now how was that? Like, how's the competition like AAU compared to when you were playing, in high school?
Middle school, you could definitely get away with a lot more things. High school, you got footers on every other team. So the physicality level as you get older, it rises.
Yeah.
People get quicker, people get better. So if you're not working, then people are just they're gonna rise.
Yeah.
So you got to stay working with this.
No, that's a fact, bro. And there's a lot of coaches there watching and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At all times.
Yeah.
That's dope. So the main goal of that is to get the peach there, right?
Yeah. Last year we ain't placed where we ain't do too good, but this year I think we got a solid team, a better overall team this year. So I think we could do something this year.
Yeah, no, that's dope. For the people that are watching too, that are just getting into AAU and stuff like that, does it go by age or how does that work?
So when I was younger, it went by age, but now it mostly goes by grade, just because reclassing and all that.
Okay, so like sophomores.
Yeah, so 15 years would be if you're a freshman, 16 years like sophomore, 17 years is juniors.
Well, in my opinion, Jersey's got the number one class is sophomores by far, in my opinion. So if you was to pick a starting five of the top sophomores in Jersey right now, and I'll tell you why it's our starting five, who would it be?
It really depends. I'll say me.
Put you on the spot, but we got to ask.
I'll say me. Me at the one.
It's tough one. There's competition. There's a lot of balls out there.
I'm gonna go with my boy Mason Santiago at the 2.
Oh, Mason nasty.
3. Probably Aiden Durkak.
Oh, Aiden's he's ill too.
At the 4. Probably either Ethan. I'll say Ethan Ibaka.
Yeah, how's he playing with him? Because I've seen him play a couple of times. He's a beast.
He's very skilled. He can shoot the skin off the ball.
Yeah?
Yeah. And at the 5, I'll say Kaner.
We got to put Big K. Shout out to you, bro. Columbia's in the building. You had the number 5 with me too as well. So that's definitely right, man. When in the hoop jam, when you guys went against freshman, sophomore, junior, and seniors,
yeah.
What I wish would have happened was whoever won from the freshmen and sophomores faced whoever won from the juniors and seniors and crowned the champion.
Yeah,
right?
It would have been more. It would have been more competitive too.
That would have been
because nobody want. We would obviously want to beat this older dudes.
Of course, man. You guys are super talented.
Yeah.
So now going back to last season that just passed, right? You guys literally was a top ranked team in the whole state. So
yeah.
You running the show the whole entire season, talk to us how it was when you're with your teammates in practice and stuff like that, and you're the one that's making sure everything goes good because you're the point guard. So how was that during the season?
At the beginning of the season, it was a little shaky because now my role got bigger, and I had to really figure out how to really manage a team better. So at the beginning of the season, it was very shaky, but I say after the 10th game is where everything clicked and our whole team turned around. I say after the Ramapo game is where our team just figured it out, and practices got better, practices got longer, practices got tougher. So every day, if you weren't ready to practice, you were in for a long one.
Really?
Yeah.
So walk us through a practice. What? It was every day, Monday through Friday?
Yeah, Monday through Friday, unless we didn't have a game. So if it was a regular practice, we would watch film at 3:30, And then after that, stretch, ball handling for like 10 minutes, do defensive drills for like 30 minutes, and then do some offensive drills. And then we would just compete for like an hour, go over our plays for another hour, and then do a scouting report for like 20, 30 minutes.
So you were in depth with the practice.
Yeah, we was there for almost from like 3:30 to like 7:30 or 8 sometimes, yeah.
Well, I mean, it definitely paid off because
Yeah.
guys almost went undefeated the whole season.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. So now fast forward to the state championship game against Don Bosco, because I was there. That environment was crazy.
Yeah.
How was that feeling? Like you was just bringing the ball up, like it was your time. Like it from the outside looking in, I don't know how it felt being you, but like you looked super confident, like you was ready to, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it happened.
So my freshman year, I was in the exact same game, exact same position. So this year I was more comfortable and I was more confident. It sucks. We didn't get to, win that game, but heads off to Don Bosco. They deserved it.
Yeah.
They were the better team that day.
That was a good game, bro. You
Yeah.
definitely held your own. Like, who would you say is the hardest player you ever had to guard?
From this year or like ever? Ever? Probably Elliot Cadeau.
Really?
Yeah.
How was he with handling the ball?
Well, I was younger, so I wasn't as quick and physical as I am now, but his change of speed and his first step was just ridiculous.
That's great. He's doing real good in North Carolina. Yeah. So that's dope. How about this season? Who's the hardest player?
Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Todd Shifty, right?
Yeah, he could change directions easily. He could shoot from an NBA 3 in your face. So I took the challenge.
Yeah, or not, bro. You ain't scared to stand up. Like that's what you got to do. That's what we tell everybody. Like, don't be afraid to take risks and just go out there. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So shout out to Tahad. He was actually part of this commercial right here that we did with the crispy mixtape commercial that we did 2 years ago. So that was pretty dope. All right, cool. So now you got your junior year coming, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you were ready. Went all the way to the state championship. You got your county championship. Like, what's some of the goals for junior year coming up?
So this year, obviously, win another Hudson County championship. Win the whole state. Get first team, all state. Try to win Hudson County Player of the Year. Just try to reach more bigger and better goals this year, to be honest.
Yeah, nah, for sure. 100%, bro. Has any, like, schools reached out or, like,
Yeah, I've had a couple schools reach out. No offers yet, but I have a pretty good amount of schools that's been interested in me.
Oh, they're gonna find out. Junior year, we got 2 more years to go.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's crazy, man. Like, to accomplish all that, the sophomore, just so you guys understand, like, that's something real special. And you can see one of the main things that Richie has is I would say confidence, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that made you, like who you are on the court?
Being confident is just being a dog, just not being scared of the best, going after the best, guarding the best.
You see, that's you gotta have that killer mindset in order to be able to accomplish something, and that's exactly what Richie has. So that's pretty dope, man. So now off court from basketball, like what are some of your hobbies that you like to do?
I like to hang out with my friends. I like to go out. I've started to watch more shows now as of recently. Yeah, more Netflix shows. Trying to get into more shows.
What your show you watching now?
I'm late, but Outer Banks.
Oh yeah, throwback.
Yeah, I've been watching that. I watch Stranger Things more.
Yeah.
All
right, that's cool, man. So yeah,
and watching more podcasts.
You're into Vibe, like Paul George's.
Yeah, Paul George's podcast
and stuff like that. All right, that's cool. Now, when it comes to like fashion, like how do you consider yourself, the way you dress and stuff like that? More comfy, or are you like all loud colors, like you out there? Or
it really depends on like the occasion. Like if I'm gonna go chill with my friends, I'll go comfortable. If I'm gonna go out to a nice like low restaurant, I'm gonna dress fancy.
Yeah. So what would you say your favorite sneaker to wear is?
To a fancy restaurant, probably my Balenciagas.
All right.
But
stepping out on the Balenciagas.
But to like just chill, probably some like Jordans or New Balances.
New Balances are comfy.
Yeah,
comfy. You got them on right now. They're comfy. I got a bunch in the crib too, so I would say definitely New Balance too. But like for me, more like I would just wear like a tracksuit, like you. Like I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
Just make it happen there. All right, cool. So if you had to choose like any player that you would want to meet, I'm pretty sure I already know the answer, but for whoever don't, who would it be?
It would definitely be John Wall.
John Wall, right?
But if Kobe Bryant ever dies, I would definitely want to meet him.
1,000%, bro.
Yeah.
That's why we were talking before. Like, you model your game after John Wall, right?
Yeah.
What do you like about his game the most that makes you?
When he plays defense,
Yeah,
2, like, he's the fastest dude on the court.
100%.
His leadership, his ability to pass, everything about his game I just love.
Yeah.
I admire.
Yeah, nah, for sure. He's definitely a beast, man. So what are some of your other do you have any like projects coming out or anything that you're working on, other than basketball that you want to share or anything that's coming?
Well, I've been playing football my whole life. Last year I was hurt because I hurt my ankle during the summer. So I wasn't able to play football, but this year I will be playing football again.
Oh, that's dope. So you'll be football and basketball.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, how like you've done it before, right?
Yeah.
Both in one season. That like a lot, like go straight from one to the other.
I'm not gonna say it's a lot. Maybe like, it's more a lot on my body.
Yeah.
But I know how to manage my body now. I know how to maintain it. But I could still get my early morning workouts in. Still get my late night workouts in.
Yeah.
So I could still get all my stuff done. Those would be more on my body.
So would you say like discipline? You need discipline to be able to do all that, like being a player,
Yeah.
school and everything out.
Yes, because sometimes, you want to stay out with your friends. You want to go do stuff. But, you got to make a lot of sacrifices. And that's what I've learned. Because if you don't make those sacrifices, you're not going to get the stuff that you need to get done. So, you might want to go out, but, got to go study for a test tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or, might want to sleep in, but, got to get shots up. So.
That's happened to you before. You're like, I just want to stay home, but you just go in.
Yeah, happened to me yesterday. I was like, but nah, I need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what differentiates like people that are headed in the right direction, that are going to be successful, and then people that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll just let the simple pleasures of life hold them down from going after it. So
Yeah.
that's 100% true, man. Now, here with the podcast, one of our main quotes is "The world is yours." That's what we preach every episode, and you'll see me with all positive energy and all that. So, in your own words, what does "the world is yours" mean to you?
Whatever you can make it be. Whatever, like the world, whatever you do in life, you have control over everything you do. So, if you want to be rich, you want to be successful, you got to do the things that you need to do. If you want to be rich, but you're not doing the things you're supposed to do, then you're not going to achieve nothing. So that's how I look at it.
That's exactly how I look at it too, 100%, man. Now, before we wrap everything up, did you want to shout out anybody or, give a little special shout out to somebody?
Shout out my grandfather. I love him. He does a lot of things for me. Shout out my mother. And shout out my father and my little sister.
Yeah, there you go. Pops in the back. Shout out to him. We're going to put all the Instagrams below so you guys can follow them and everything like that. So, man, it was a pleasure speaking to you, bro. Thank you for coming through the podcast. You said a lot of great things. I mean, there's a lot of viewers that are going to look at this and get motivated, especially the hoopers that are coming up, 7th, 8th grade and stuff like that. So you guys already know, your boy Crispy, Richie Rosa, keep it crispy. We out.